Good morning, brothers and sisters. I'd like to testify to give honor and glory to the Lord. When I first arrived to the church, I didn't understand tithing, and I questioned that commandment of the Lord. And I saw how the Lord blessed some of my family members, one of my brothers in particular. He gave him a material blessing. And I also saw how my brother was so willing to give his tithe to the Lord, and I would always question it and criticize it. And I asked the Lord to give me understanding, because deep down I knew that everything came from the Lord, but I didn't understand tithing. It was hard for me to tithe. I didn't understand it. And in His mercy, the Lord told me that He would teach me, and He gave me a dream in which He had shown me organizing all of my bills, and He showed me how the first thing I needed to include in my bills was the tithe, because I did it the opposite. I would pay all of my most urgent and important bills first and give the tithe last, but I would never have enough money left over to be able to fulfill that commandment. When the Lord taught me to give Him the first place, then I would take out the money first for the Lord to give the tithe and then pay the rest of my bills. And I looked at that list of bills and noticed that after I started giving the Lord the first place, I was able to pay all my bills, and I even had a lot of money left over. I testified to give honor and glory to the Lord.
I'd like to testify to give the honor to my Heavenly Father. Through prophecy, the Lord told me to not worry about the tribulations that were coming and that they were going to be very difficult, but He will always be with me. About 4 to 6 months ago, my mother had to undergo a complicated open heart surgery, and the doctors urged me and my close family members to say goodbye to her because the likelihood of survival was very low and that many changes will occur. However, God is powerful, He's great, and He is always there. When I traveled, I was there for the operation. I said goodbye to my mother, but it wasn't a forever goodbye. It was only a goodbye for the surgery. After surgery, she woke up. She was fine. She was only supposed to have 1 surgery, but they had to perform 7 surgeries in total. They had to replenish veins, a stent, and many other things. Everything went well, and she was fine to be discharged and go home. She was healthy. After 15 days, things became complicated because she was infected with a deadly bacteria. And when I asked the doctors regarding her condition, the doctors said that clinically there is nothing that can be done for her. The doctors said, if you are a believer, pray, because there is nothing we can do for her. And I responded to the doctors and I said, you are right. I'm going to pray, and God is going to allow her to have more time of life. Well, God fulfilled every aspect of His prophecy. My mother is now recovering. She's home. I never doubted of God's power, because with Him all things are possible. I testify to give honor and glory to my Lord.